And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from lovely Mariucci Arena in downtown Minneapolis, or I guess in Dinkytown, the campus of the University of Minnesota. It's high school hockey, the Section 6 2AA final featuring the Eden Prairie Eagles and the Holy Family Catholic Fire. The Eagles enter this one with a 16-9-2 record. Holy Family Catholic 16-9-1. So these two teams have similar records, similar resumes. Coming into the contest, we're about 6.5 minutes away from the start of the hockey game as the Holy Family Catholic Fire have stepped on the ice. They've been led to the ice by Bailey Huber. The goaltender is 15-9-1 on the season with a 2.24 goals against average. Meanwhile, Axel Rosenlund had already led his Eden Prairie Eagles on the ice. He on the season 10-5-1 with a 2.84 goals against average and an .889 save percentage. Huber has 4 shutouts, Rosenlund with 1. An interesting tidbit for you here. The Eden Prairie Eagles are dressing 11 forwards. They're going to go with 3 centers, not 4. So Jack Jensen, Spencer Rudrud look like they will be rotating, playing every other shift, with Kai Stansberry jumping in to spell them as this game rolls along. Cam Langfels has moved up a notch in the depth charts as he is going to come in and play in the 3-4 slot as far as the defensemen are concerned with Max Argetsinger. And then Sam Pager, Clayton Schultz will make up the third pair. And then Keegan Langfels and Luke Middlestead will take over the first. Let's take a look at your starting lineups. Huber, as I mentioned, in goal. The big defenseman, Michael Spinner, the senior, will get the nod in goal tonight. Or on the blue line, he'll be joined again by another big guy in Nikolai Charchenko. Up front, it's going to be Garrett Pinonimi. And he, of course, had the big feed to pick up the game winner in overtime against the Minnetonka Skippers. Trey Fetchko started it all, and then Lucas Jorgensen will round out the starting lineup and starting unit for Noel Ron's Holy Family Catholic Fire. The rest of their teams work their way up to the blue line. Now it's going to be the Eden Prairie Eagles. We'll take a look at their starting lineup. It'll be Axel Rosenlund, as we mentioned, him in goal. He'll get the nod there. Bart Archer, to welcome you in here after you were big timing me with the Cape fan personalities.
Well, they just wanted to know what was going to happen in the game, and I had to help them out a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. But actually, the big game winner off Pinonimi came off the stick of Ben Redden, just for the record. But it is going to be Axel Rosenlund, as you said, on point or in goal. And Keegan Langfels and Luke Middlestead. Boy, that's a formidable duo back on the back line, Pete Wagner.
That's right. Jack Jensen, of course, he's going to get the nod up front. His career has been impressive. Enters this one with 138 points in his career. He's among the close to top 5 all-time in Eden Prairie. John Middlestead moved from the middle to the wing. Will be joined by Sam Wilhite on the blue line. And, John Middlestead will be able to get those pucks off the boards. I'd be looking for Jack Jensen to be taking advantage of this cavernous sheet of ice from the east-west perspective. We'll now pause for your national anthem. All right, we heard at the home of the Eagles. They let it rip. The student sections are on fire here tonight. What do we got, about 1/3 full, Bart Archer?
Well, actually, pretty good representation. It is a bit
I'm
cavernous.
glad to see our audio-only webcast is keeping them at home.
I doubt that, but people are still filing in. But we're moments away from the drop of the puck, and Pete, this Holy Family Fire's got some guns. It all starts with Bailey Huber in goal. 33 saves out of 34 against number 2 ranked Minnetonka to put them in this position. He's going to be called upon tonight to make a couple of big saves, but they have plenty of firepower up front. And I think they kind of got a little boost of confidence after taking down Minnetonka in what was a huge, very entertaining upset. But Eden Prairie, this is a very motivated team, Pete, as you said. Playing some really, really fine hockey right now. They're very responsible in all 3 zones. They're going to look for that trend to continue. But I think it's just be responsible with the puck, be intelligent as far as how you go about the game, play it the right way, and don't leave anything in the locker room, because this is an elimination game and nobody wants to go home tonight.
Indeed, it is going to be a good one here tonight. It's elimination time. It's stressful for these kids, especially for the seniors on these additions, as once again the Eagles and the Fire are preparing to face it off here, the first of 2 tonight at the mnhockey.tv.
Boy, it's only about 1/3 full, but you can feel the intensity. I think everybody knows the gravity of this situation. We're getting ready to go here. Buckle up.
Pinonimi in against Jensen as we're underway. Charchenko, the Fire in their black sweaters with green and white trim, moving from left to right across your screen or dial. John Middlestad for the Eagles angles that one into the corner. In the Fire zone it is. It's going to be Jensen to play that one back in behind. A couple of number 17s. Ooh, turned over there by Will Height. Nice job by the Eagle winger. Back up to the line. Now it's going to be Keegan Langfell's wrist shot deflects off the stick of Pinonimi. Now it's going to be Jensen with purpose off the end boards up to the line. Luke Middlestad, pressure here by the Eagles early on, and a glove hand save made by Huber. First shot on goal with 31 seconds into this period.
Well, you can tell Eden Prairie has the focus. It's the Fire that's trying to find their game a little bit. Obviously, we're just 31 seconds in, but Eden Prairie with already a pretty good shot on goal, and Huber with a nice save. But this is Jack Jensen's night to shine tonight. He's an uber-talented player, but I just think he's got to be a little more selfish with the puck and take some shots on goal, Pete, for Eden Prairie to have success.
Well, I was watching him snipe in the warm-ups.
Yeah, it's impressive.
He's in the net and out, and it's impressive. Off the skates on the right wing side for Lucas Jorgensen. The Eagles will gather it in. It's going to be Luke Middlestad, the talented defenseman, back up ice. Knocked away from him by Pinonimi, and it's going to be Luke Middlestad, rink wide to the left circle in their own zone for the Eagles. Keegan Langfells try to find John Middlestad, doesn't get it there, and quickly it's going to be Redden who plays this ahead of the right wing side. Ooh, trying to dangle there was Rinzel, and it was knocked off his stick, and the Eagles will transition. Batchelder, Rudrud can fly across the big M. Top of the slot, off the glass it goes. The big carom to the left wing side. Batchelder's shot deflects and trickles up off the netting. The big tall glass here at Mariucci Arena. It's kind of a plus. It keeps the puck in play, Bart Archer.
No question about it. But with Rudrud as the second center, it's Jensen and Rudrud, 2 contrasting styles, but 2 very effective players. Good forward push by Rudrud. Nice shot on goal earlier than that, but that one deflected out, so it's going to be to Huber's right. Fire win the faceoff.
Back in behind the net. It's roll-offs to play that. That hits a EP player on the way through. That one's turned over. Here come Holy Family back out of the zone with it. It's going to be Wilson. Checked on the play by Holt. Following him up with a slap shot that's wide by roll-offs. A big carom up to the right point. Kept down the line by Sawyer Schugel. He had the big game-tying goal in the third period early on at Braemar Arena Saturday against the Minnetonka Skippers. Now it's going to be Spinner. Remember his brother Steven Spinner? What
Absolutely.
a player. Eden Prairie Eagle himself.
You are correct.
Back across the line. Schugel lets it go to the right wing side. Oh, a shot that was stopped by Jorgensen on the way in by the skates of Schultz. Now Holt. That hits Jensen on the heel. Couldn't handle. It's going to be Pager to hustle back into his own zone with Jorgensen watching him. Now it's going to be Schultz from the right corner. Physical defenseman plays that to center. And Spinner's going to play that one back into Eden Prairie territory. Not many whistles here in the early going. Pinonimi with it now is going to carry it back down into the corner behind the net. Oh, slot. There's a chance. Spinner's shot deflects off an Eagle. They can't find it. Now it goes to the corner. Jensen gets there. He's jammed on the play by Fetchko. Talk about a size mismatch there between the freshman and the senior. Back through center ice it goes. Fetchko in his second year played as an 8th grader for this Fire edition. Now it's going to be Schultz with it from the right side. Off the boards for Jones. Jones across the line for Jensen. Jensen tried to dangle on Spinner, who plays the body on him. Down goes Jensen. In to help is Jones to play it to an open corner up to the right hash. Through the slot, it goes, nobody there. Left side for Pager. The Eden Prairie defenseman sends that one toward the goal mouth area. That's deflected away. Now it's going to be Middlestad with it as he carries it all the way up high to the left side. Forcing and willing that into the neutral zone is Nick Blood, but the Eagles will keep the line. Now it's Blood that gets it out to center. Look out, here comes Jensen. Inside out through the slot, couldn't pull the trigger. Wilhite tries to work on Charchenko. Poke to the corner, John Middlestad behind the net. You can feel something brewing here. Up to the line now to right side for Luke Middlestad. There's Keegan Langfell's shot that hits Jensen in the wheels on the way in, and that's covered up by Huber.
Well, you can tell the Fire aware when Jensen's on the ice. They had somebody trailing him around the offensive zone. He just tried to deflect that shot, but it was Huber that got in front of that, just covered it. Kind of an innocent situation, but you can feel that Eden Prairie starting to kind of get a little bit of rhythm going in the offensive zone, and the Fire are giving him some space, just not in the scoring area. So the Fire playing
taking the slot away, Bart.
Indeed they are. That's what they did against Minnetonka, and it looks like they're going to continue that tonight.
Lewin plays that one. Now up to the left wing side. Rinzel across the EP line. His shot's deflected wide. It's going to be Keegan Langfells to guide it up to the right point where Dan Redden's going to play that one down. Blood comes away with it. Shallow angle saved by Rosenlund. Up to the top of the left point it goes. It's going to be handled on the stick of Jaden Anderson now. The Fire now working the offensive zone. Nice shift rolling here. Lewin with it. Bumped by Luke Middlestad. They come away with it. He had Keegan Langfells. Didn't like that look. Instead goes to the right wing. That's going to be Wilhite. Keegan Langfell's shot that's deflected. That's off the defense. That was Dan Redden that blocked that. Shallow angle opportunity for Wilhite. Stopped by Huber. Up to the line it goes. Held in by Argetsinger. Snaps that into traffic. Oh, they're just completely collapsing. And this looks like the Wayzata Trojans.
You're right there. There's a wall of fire in front of the goal.
A blocker pad that's turned aside by Huber. Back in behind the net it goes. Eagles try to find an opening. Holt comes down as they Fire will guide it along, but Balchalder makes the read. Now bumped on the play behind the net. That's going to be the Fire with the check with Lewin. And now it's going to be played up high in the air underneath the scoreboard. Stays in play and icing the call with 12:11 to go in the first period. We're scoreless here from Mariucci Arena.
Well, you have to be happy if you're Lee Smith the way your team has started. A lot of offensive zone time for this Eden Prairie Eagles squad, and they're getting to the loose pucks. They're creating space. They just are not getting in front. Once they get the puck in front, there's 4 or 5 Holy Family Fire in to support their goaltender. So defense first, but Holy Family's got to get some offensive rhythm, but Eden Prairie came to play.
Face-off win, Eagles right point. Argetsinger's shot deflects, picked up by the defense and Spinner. Tried to get it up to the right wing rail for Redden. He was looking for the big game winner from Ben Redden, the hero. Ben Redden, there's Garrett Smith from the shallow angle. Now it's going to be Jensen to take a poke at that. Body check thrown there by the winger Cole Wilson on Jensen, but Jensen, nice job through the legs, wins the battle and just tucks it into the corner. Now pinned on the wall is Smith as he's checked by Charchenko. That's right where it was when the Skippers squirted that free and won it last year, right on this sheet. Ooh.
Pick that, Scab.
Oh, ouch. Across the line it goes. How would you like to be the Fire, man? They just absolutely returned the favor this year on the Skippers.
Indeed, they exercised some demons, so to speak. But I'm just worried that, how much energy was exuded in that game. But it looks like they're a little flat-footed tonight so far. They haven't found their rhythm. And we have 11:31 left in the scoreless first period. Shots on goal, Eden Prairie 3. Holy Family still looking for their first shot. But that just shows that Eden Prairie has controlled this first period so far. Up to the Fire to come back and respond.
Redrude, the face-off win. The Eagles, oh, look out. That fell off the stick of Keegan Langfells, and there was a man on him in Lucas Jorgensen. 55-point campaign for him, and that's not the guy you want to see with it right there. Fetchko with Pinonimi, who walks across the line, tries to work it through the legs of Luke Middlestad. The Eagles clear but not out. They get it back. Luke Middlestad, quick touch pass to the speedy Drew Holt. Batchelder sprung left wing and on goal alone. Oh, and it's Huber to calmly take the stick and turn that aside. This kid's showing absolutely no fear in goal for the Holy Family Fire, as he's again been very solid. That deflects off the stick of Langfells. Now it's going to be shoved off the boards by Holt to center. Batchelder's going to pressure his man Redden. Rink wide it goes. Charchenko angles it to the left wing side. Fetchko waits for it. Across the line, Luke Middlestad gets a stick on him. Off Batchelder in front. Ooh, that was dangerous. The Fire had an opportunity there. The net knocked off its post. We'll bring it back inside the Eagle zone. 10:34 to go, Bart.
Well, there's some offensive zone time for the Fire, but again, Eden Prairie turning the tables a little bit and blocking out and really creating at least some space for Rosenland to see that puck. But P. Wagner, you talked about Bailey Huber, 2.24 during the regular season, 0.47 during the playoffs, only allowed 1 goal against Minnetonka and Prior Lake, so he's playing with some confidence and deservedly so.
Puck will be rung to the left wing side off the Eagle face-off one. We're going to reset and bring it all the way back down. Shots on goal, Reed, they've amended those on the board to 4-0 Eden Prairie. Axel Rosenlund, just about 6.5 minutes into this thing, hasn't felt the biscuit yet.
No, but it's been around the area. But again, nothing as far as a grade A opportunity. But that's what the Holy Family Fire is trying to do, is get between the hash marks and put some pressure and force the goaltender to make some saves. Eden Prairie keeps icing the puck. They might get that opportunity if they can win some of these faceoffs.
Jensen and Schugel. Jensen the draw. Pager bothered by Schugel. Puck sits free to the corner. Now it's gathered in by Redden. Ben Redden, the wraparound. That's turned aside by Rosenlund. It's Schultz that plays it to the left wing. John Middlestad gets there. Now Schultz again from the left corner. He looks back up through the middle. Oh, that's knocked down by Jensen. What mitts. That was about knee high, and he takes it in stride. Will Height spun off the puck on a fine play by Ben Redden, and now it's going to be played back into the corner. Up the wall it goes, and to the slot, picked up out of the zone. Here they go. Fire on the move. Wilson across the line. Stopped by Schultz, who textbook denied the line, jammed him. Oh, Jensen was offside by about 2 feet as he and Will Height mixed up their, I guess, communication at the line there.
Yeah, a little bit. It was Will Height that wanted to take the puck into the zone and then drop it to Jensen, but he just snuck in over. Kind of a fortunate break for the Fire because Eden Prairie would have had number with some pretty talented players, but face off outside the Holy Family Fire zone. 9:45 remaining in a scoreless first period.
Face-off win controlled and played back in by the Eagles. Set up by Huber behind the net. There's Smith with a big check off the end boards. Keegan Kamlang fouls rather shots off a player on its way in. Jones plays it down. Now to the corner it goes. It's going to be Strand. Looks across, to the slot area. Dangerous as Rudrud was hounding him. On the tape for Lewin, right wing side across the neutral. Gathered in by Spinner. That hits a pair of skates. They'll bump this off the board. It's going to be Jones. Hard along the rail it goes. Back up to the line. Charchenko with it. Plays this one back into the corner. The Fire now with some good zone time. Spinner shot saved by Rosenlund. Had to see that through traffic. Kind of stretched over with the big goal stick. Smith gets it through neutral, angled over neatly from left to right, tucks it in back behind the bench, and it's going to be Jensen, Holt, and Batchelder who step on for the Eagles. Back across the neutral zone, sent in by Rinzel. He saw the big wickets of Jensen breathing down him and said, let's dump and chase. Penalty back in behind the play, and is it going to be Jensen for interference?
It might be. It was Pinanimi that was coming in to the zone and did a flyby by the goal and knocked the goaltender into the goal, and the net came off the moorings, and it was Jensen that initiated that. So Holy Family getting a great opportunity, hovering around 35% power play during the regular season. They're at 0% so far during section play, so they're looking to increase that number in 74.7 penalty kill for Eden Prairie. So great opportunity for the Holy Family Fire. Face off to Rosenlund's left.
Pinonimi to take the draw against Rudrud. And now they'll work it out of the zone with Batchelder. Shorthanded are the Eagles. Checked on the play by Schugel. Great opportunity by the Fire early on here. 8.5 to go in the period. 147 in their power play. Batchelder gets away from Pinonimi. He's brought down on the play.
No call.
Rudrud comes away with it. They'll say he lost the edge. Now it's going to be sent in by Luke Middlestead. Huber behind the net in the trapezoid. Plays that back over to Pinonimi. Now Spinner. Lots of talent out here for Noel Ron's Fire. 16-win team so far this year. Schugel across the line. That's off Batchelder, who he wanted to go get that one, but instead put on the brakes, head to the bench. Here comes John Middlestead on for him. Holt will pressure. There's a turnover to the slot, but Spinner gets it back. Holt stays on him. 1:08 to go in the man advantage. Here come the Fire. They're going to work it right up the middle. To the right wing side, it's Schugel with it. His pass is deflected by John Middlestead. Wisely looks at the open ice to the right wing side, and now it's going to be Huber who plays this one ahead. He played on Paul Ranheim's Team Southwest of the Upper Midwest High School Elite League, and Paul had told me what a good goaltender he was, and we saw it on display. He really was a big difference maker I mean, it wasn't all him the other night, but he was very solid in their win the other night against Minnetonka.
No, if he didn't play like he did, they probably wouldn't be playing tonight. So, but he did very, very well against Prior Lake as well.
Fetchko backhand, top of the glass it goes. He comes away with it. Here's Fetchko now up high to the line. Redden shot. That hits traffic. Rebound. Oh, and that's blocked by a sprawling Argensinger, 2 legs down as he goes old school goaltender to stack the pads.
Huge block.
That was down low in front of the goal mouth area. Fetchko, top of the right circle. That's deflected. Oh, that one nearly went off Schultz' stick and trickled over the glove. 5 to go in the power play. Now it's going to be Rinzel. Back out of the corner they go with it, up to the line. Dan Redden leaves it off for 5-on-5. There's a shot that's blocked. Here comes Jensen, a house of fire. This is where he's dangerous. Turns it into a 3-on-1. Feed shot. Oh, what a save! Oh, and then it's Jones that nearly tucked it home. It stays out of the goal. We're still scoreless. That thing was labeled once, and then Jones made one heck of a play. Here comes Schultz. Back for Jones. Now, if you're the Eagles, you can't let those things get in your head.
Well, it's got to give you confidence. They had a 2 or 3-on-1, and they made the right play. It was just a great save by Huber in goal for the Fire.
He goes from right to left, gets the glove hand out, and makes a terrific save. That one's blocked. Schultz is there. Wilhite again across center. He's walked and worked on by Spinner, but gets under the check. Jensen shoots, scores! Oh, you get it into possibly, well, Mr. Hockey's hands, and he goes to work, and it's 1-0 Eden Prairie.
Well, it's Wilhite that actually made the nice play at the blue line. He actually used his body to protect the puck, snuck by the defender. Then it became a 2-on-1, and he threaded a pass over to the right or to the left offensive circle. And on top of the circle was Jensen that went low on the glove side and beat Huber. 1-0 lead Eden Prairie, 5:57 left. But what a big goal it was by the Eden Prairie goal scorer. That's number 34 of the year, but a big goal for Eden Prairie moving forward.
5:57 to go, and they had glorious opportunities there.
But that save before that was an incredible save by Huber. But Eden Prairie comes back and answers. It looks like it didn't phase him a bit, but now it's up to the Holy Family Fire with just 5:55 to go in this first period to at least come back and reestablish themselves a little bit. But Eden Prairie's got the mojo right now.
Back across the line. This has been a fast-moving period. Mariucci, there's Jones down low. Rudrud swats at that one. Top of the slot, Rudrud again. They collapse on that one. Dan Red is there. Puck still loose. Rudrud goes down to one knee and tries to will it through the goaltender. Huber can't get it there as Bailey Huber equal to the test.
Well, Eden Prairie using some fancy stick work to get through this Holy Family Fire and get down low. Then they put the puck out in front. It was Rudrud that had a couple good swipes at it, but as you said, it was Redden that went down. Dan Redden, the senior defenseman, almost froze the puck in the crease, which might have been Owley, but they survived that battle.
He was just outside of the blue paint. That shot from Keegan Langfell's off the faceoff, right into the glove of the goaltender.
Well, it was a pretty athletic play by Keegan Langfels because it was actually Lucas Jorgensen, the junior forward, that came out and slid along, so he had to get it up and over. Got a pretty good shot on goal, but nice save by Huber.
We get back underway here. Quick, no TV timeouts. Got to like that. Now it's going to be Pinonimi across the line. Fetchko slot. His shot was blocked. That one handled by Langfels. This Fetchko is going to be a beauty when he gets a little more filled out. He's terrific now as a freshman. Was great as an 8th grader. I mean, you look at his numbers, and they're quite impressive, Bart, on the season so far. 38 points.
15 goals.
Deflected back up through center. John Middlestat, inside out, nifty move. Gets in on a shallow angle. Huber slides to his right, just goes down to the knees, takes it up off the crest, and he hangs on. Well,
John Middlestat very motivated on that one. Showed some good speed and really put the puck in the skates and then skated to an area, got the puck and put a pretty good shot on Huber, but tried to go 5-hole. He might have showed him the 5-hole, but he closed that opening very, very quickly. Nice save by Huber. Faceoff's going to be to his right, just under 5 minutes. 4:55 left in this first period. Eden Prairie up by 1. Shots on goal, 9 for Eden Prairie, only 3 by Holy Family.
Holt walks to a wrist shot that's blocked. As Schugel back up the ice, the competitor plays that over to the right wing side for Ben Redden. To the corner he goes. Cam Langfell stops him in his tracks with a shoulder check. It's going to be Jack Jensen winding it up. Here he goes across the line. He's going to carry this one deep. Spinner watches him. Batchelder from the slot. Had a look, but pushed it wide. Sawyer Schugel plays that one up to the left wing side. Reaching back was Wilson. And now to center ice it goes, but there's Jensen. Holt across the line. He's got Batchelder. Scores! Drew Holt snips
Oh, boy.
Straight sniz, top shelf, 2-0 Eden Prairie.
Well, it actually started with Jensen around the red line. It was Holy Family trying to come out, but Jensen interrupted that pass, just chipped it up to Holt, and Holt, I believe, had Wilhite on the wing. No, it was actually Batchelder on the wing, so he used him as a decoy, drew the defenseman out, had a good clean look at Bailey Huber, just went glove side up and just under the bar, but that's a snipe by Holt, goal number 12 for that young man. 2-0 Eden Prairie, 4:20 left in the first period. The Fire got to get rolling here, Pete.
You know, Bart, the battles on the walls are being won by Eden Prairie, and this is a very senior-laden team with a lot of strength, and you can see full well where it's taking effect. You know, when you're in your own zone and you're the Fire, they get up, up toward the blue line area, and it gets a little bit muddy. The Eagles are shoving it right back down into the corner, and they're maintaining the zone. But where they're so dangerous is through center ice.
Well, absolutely, and they're getting speed with possession, but they have the stick skill to beat these Fire defensemen, and they're getting odd man rushes. They're going to have to clean this up between periods, but they got to kind of start now.
Rudrud takes that turnover from center. He'll walk in on goal, try to tuck that one through, couldn't get it. Now it's over to the far side. Strand was there. Eagles again win some battles, force some turnovers along. Wrist shot by Smith in on goal. That's now the 11th shot of the period for the Eagles. They lead in that category 11-3, and 3:57 remains here in the first period.
Well, a couple of them are from just inside the blue line, so not grade A opportunities, but you get the shot on goal. You might have a second chance because Eden Prairie's down. They do have support down low, but Huber's making some intelligent decisions to hang out of that puck and hit a reset so Coach Ron can get some fresh legs out there.
Nice win by John Middlestadt. The Luke Middlestadt shot's deflected wide. Now it's Jensen that plays that one through. Oh, stick gets in. They got a penalty coming up on John Middlestadt. He absolutely sawed Pinonimi in half.
Well, indeed he did, and he didn't really need to do that. He just kind of stopped moving his feet, and Pinonimi had some speed, but Middlestadt got the stick under the arm, and referee called it. So a great opportunity for the Fire to kind of cut this lead down. 3:45 left in the first period. Really good opportunity for Noel Ron and this Fire to put a tally on the board. Ooh, big
clean win there. You're right, Bert Archer. Lewin with the draw. Now it's going to be played up to the line. Spinner. That's Pinonimi with the draw, rather. There's a Jorgensen shot through traffic. Scores!
Oh, boy.
A backdoor goal, and Fetchko's going to let him have it. Schugel, rather, is going to let him have it with the celly and the self-check. It's now 2-1.
Well, it was actually Jorgensen that really made that play. He was at the right offensive dot, and instead of taking a shot into traffic, he just kind of slithered one through traffic. It was Rosenlund that made the initial save off the pad, but the rebound came right to Schugel, and he put that one in. So now it's 2-1 power play goal for the Fire. Now they have a little energy, a little confidence. They finally got rewarded for some hard work, but it's a whole new ball game now. That's a big goal for the Fire.
They have not had a lot of power play opportunities so far in the postseason. I believe that's only their third so far, Bart, right?
You are correct.
And they're now 1 for 3. They're getting up to their 35% with 33%.
Now we're back to normal.
3:24 to go in the period. Eagles back the other way. Misses the mark up to the line through center. It's going to be Keegan Langfelds. I think the lesson learned there is you don't take penalties. Luke Middlestadt, if you're the Fire, you want him to, and you're going to get that power play clicking. Luke Middlestadt muscles it across the line, angles to the right side, back into the corner it goes. Jack Jensen plays this down off the boards from glove to stick, now to the slot area. That's poked off his stick to center ice it goes. It's going to be Luke Middlestadt with it. He'll angle. Oh, nifty pass to the right wing side. Holt has Batchelder straight to the net. Oh, that might have hit the post. That was straight metallurgy. Now up high to the line it goes. Batchelder. Now it's Pinonimi. Off the boards. Argetsinger chops that off the wall. Held onto there by Roloffs, who plays it to the line but not out. Eagles will try to play this to the left wing side. 2:33 to go in the period. 2-1 the score, as you see on your screen. Back up through center it goes. Cam Langfelds rather, played that rink wide. Now down to the corner it goes. Eagles in control in the offensive zone. Argetsinger's shot misses the mark. Jones for the Eagles. Ooh, shallow angle. Smith tried to bulldoze that one through. Ooh, the puck went in the net. They blew the whistle. Well, Eagles started the full celly.
Yeah, it was actually a shot by Argetsinger, as you said, and it made its way along the end boards, but it was Carson Jones that actually tried to shove it short side, just kind of stuffing the the puck, but it went off the skate, and then it was Garrett Smith that went to work. The puck eventually went over the goal line, but after the whistle, but not much argument from Eden Prairie, but you can't help it. You got to politic a little bit and see if it can happen, but 2:12 left in this first period, 2-1 now. Face-off now to Huber's right in the Fire zone.
Garrett Smith just put his head down and just kept poking at that puck until it eventually found its way into the back of the net, but that was too little too late.
It's not unusual for him to put his head down and get into the muddy areas.
Batchelder the draw to Cam Langfels. It's deflected by Schugel. A couple of big goals for him so far in the postseason for the Fire. Across the line, he really stopped that momentum of the Eagles. Huber's going to hang on to that one. Probably didn't want to have the face-off in his own zone, but nonetheless, that's where they're going to take it, to the left of Huber.
Well, Eden Prairie pretty much dominated the face-off dots in the first 10 minutes of this period, but now Holy Family is actually having some success in the dots, and you can take the whistles as long as you're getting some success in the dot, but you're really tempting Eden Prairie, especially with Jensen in the face-off circle as well.
Jensen, clean win to the line. He's been just absolutely savaging in the circle. That shot over the net by Argetsinger. Cam Langfels loses the handle at the line, but there's John Middlestad to cover up with Ben Redden chasing. John Middlestad's going to take this one right up the middle. Angles to the left wing side. Looks to create back into the corners. He's turned off the puck. Up to the line in time. Yes, there's Luke Middlestad. Ooh, Huber didn't see that until it hit the end boards, and it would have found the back of the net had he hit the mark. Up at the line it goes. Played back in by Wilhite. Regrouping are the Fire through neutral. Ben Redden's going to deflect in deep. 1:17 to go in the period. Now it's going to be Luke Middlestad with it. Long pass ahead. Batchelder was there. Poked away from him. Now it's going to be bumped off the boards, chipped off the stick of Jensen from the slot area. Out of the zone they go with Pinonimi. He's going to be watched to the right wing side. Jorgensen, he can create. Glove save. Rosenlund under a minute to go now, 57.6 to go. 2-1 Eagles, 12-6 shots in favor of Eden Prairie.
Wow, Pinonimi did a nice job of gaining the zone. Just put it on Jorgensen's stick, and he put a pretty good shot just on top of the right dot. And that was probably Rosenlund's most challenging save, just about a foot and a half off the ice glove side, but he made it look easy. Held on to it face off.
Rudrud the draw. So far, Rudrud and Jensen working every other here at the center ice position. This is a big sheet. We'll see how this works for them going into the third period. He's putting his seniors out there and leaning on them, and they're seeing every other shift duty. Rudrud bumped on the play. Batchelder steps into that one. In on goal, held on to. Face off to the right of the goaltender, Huber.
Well, it was Dan Redden that put the body on Rudrud, and I think that's something that the Fire have to do a little bit more if they're going to have success in their defensive zone, is put the body on these players. They're checking the puck, and Eden Prairie's got too much stick skill to have that happen. Just 34.2 offensive zone face-off for Eden Prairie. Big face-off for the Fire.
Face-off win by the Fire. Charchenko, rink wide with 28 to go in the period. Pinonimi up the middle he goes. Nice little stick handlers. Jorgensen loaded up the shot but couldn't get it through as it was blocked and then taken away by an Eagle stick. Spinner rink wide with 17 to go in the period. Cross the line now. Keegan Langfels too far for Holt. Will that be an icing call? Indeed it is, with 11.3 to go in the period.
Well, it was a good idea by Keegan Langfels. When Holt has some space in the neutral zone, if you can hit him in stride, he has the speed to separate. But boy, that one just missed by a couple inches. Going to come all the way down into the Eden Prairie zone, 11.3. So plenty of time for this Holy Family Fire to put some pressure on Rosenlund and goal for Eden Prairie. But it all starts winning this face-off. Very important face-off, and it looks like it's going to be Schugel against Jensen. Jensen wins.
Off the boards to center. Charchenko's going to throw it right back into Eden Prairie territory, but instead Jensen across the line. Hits where his shot's deflected. Smith tried to play that through. Down they go on the play, and that'll do it for the first period. And what a great first period it was. We had chances, big saves. Huber, I mean, it could be 3-4-1 right now in favor of Eden Prairie. Huber, though, if you're Noel Ron, you got to like the fact that you are absolutely right within striking distance here at 2-1.
Well, I think both coaches, I'm assuming both coaches feel pretty good about the way they played. Holy Family came out a little sluggish, and once it got to 2-0, I think they started squeezing their sticks a little bit, but once they got that goal, it just seems like it relaxed them a little bit to get back to playing Fire hockey, and it was pretty much 50-50 to a certain degree. But Eden Prairie started very strong, played played defensively sound, and I think they're playing their own zone, generated their speed through the neutral and generated some offensive opportunities. Shots on goal 13-6 favor Eden Prairie. That number's going to have to rise on the Fire side if they're going to have some success, but they're one good shot down, Pete Wagner.
High school hockey continues right here at the MNHockey.tv along with Bart Archer. I'm Pete Wagner. More coming up right after this. You are between periods coverage here at the Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament, and we're joined by a very special guest. He's known as Matza Matt. He from Brew Pub Pizza and Lots of Matza. Matt, thanks for joining us here today. I know you're a busy guy, and we got lots to talk about. You've got some great product and some of the best ingredients in your pizzas for sure.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me. Yeah, absolutely. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. Really, the ingredients for a great time, whether you're listening to a hockey game or whether you're enjoying the game and you want a treat afterwards. Brew Pub Lots of Matzas are the way to go. Made with the finest ingredients, Pete. We've got the finest quality meat and veggie ingredients. We've got, of course, a couple of different varieties, too, that folks love, like the Mac Attack, which is a macaroni and cheese pizza. And then the best thing, the one thing that sets Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas apart from the rest, over half a pound of award-winning Wisconsin mozzarella cheese. I've never heard anybody say, whoa, hold on the cheese. That's too much cheese. So we definitely have a great amount of cheese. We've got the great sauce and that thin crust for Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas. It's the best around.
So seriously, whenever you buy a pizza from the grocery store, there's never enough cheese. But I have always known when I buy one of those, the Brew Pub Lots of Matza, I'm more than pleased, more than happy, and it is perfect. You're right, the crust totally grooves. And here's the best part is between periods, what we do know is people like to get up, they like to move around. Now is the time, the oven's already heated up, throw it in there, and it doesn't take that long to have these things out and ready because you're not baking a loaf of bread.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, pizzas are the answer, whenever you're having friends over, or if it's it's a traditional Friday night pizza for the family, for mom and dad and the kids or whatever the case may be. Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizzas are the way to go. And the one thing I love about too, it's a filling pizza. Like, you buy some of the other brands that they just, you have one piece, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're just not satisfied. With the Brew Pub Lots of Matza, man, with those ingredients, with that cheese, you have a couple of pieces, and boom, you are taken care of. It's a very hearty and just a great pizza.
Except no substitutes. The others are basically an appetizer. This is the meal. So let's talk about some of the things that you guys do. You've got some really cool things coming up, and especially supporting law enforcement. Matt, can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with that?
Yeah, absolutely. We're a local company, Pete. We've got a production facility in Maple Lake, Minnesota, so made right there. We've got a production facility in Kaukauna, Wisconsin. And one thing about Bernatello's Foods, Bernatello's is the company that owns the Brew Pub Lots of Matza, and we've got other brands as well. But we really support our veterans. We really support our law enforcement. We feel that it's very important to give back to those who serve us on a regular basis, an everyday basis. And so coming up here in May during National Law Enforcement Week, we're actually going to be tag teaming with a couple of different police departments, like one down in Sioux City. We're going to tag team with the Sioux City Police Department, the Edina Police Department, and then we're going to also tag team with Wausau PD over in Wisconsin. And we're going to host an event called Pizza with Police. The public is invited to come out, purchase a slice of pizza and a soda, and then we're going to donate that money back to a nonprofit organization. For example, in Minnesota, it's going to go back to Minnesota Law Enforcement Memorial Association, and they help pay for the funerals of men and women who have lost their lives in the line of duty. So a phenomenal organization, and we love giving back to veterans as well. So again, just a couple of groups of people that we really love to take care of.
That is absolutely incredible and great stuff by your organization. And how can anybody that's listening to this support and be a part of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you can first of all go to your local grocery store and pick up a Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza all over the Twin Cities area, actually all over the upper Midwest, extend down to Kansas City, North Dakota, South Dakota, etc. So check us out online, too. You can go to Bernatellos.com or brewpubpizza.com. And, first of all, get yourself a delicious pizza, and then check out our webpage and find out when we're going to be at an event near you. We do a lot of country music festivals during the summer. We're going to be involved in a number of different things in Minnesota. So we're really excited to continue to get out there, shake hands, and let people experience a Brew Pub Lots of Matza Pizza.
Fire that webpage past us real quick.
Yep, it's brewpubpizza.com. So you can go to brewpubpizza.com, and then you'll be able to follow us there. And, of course, on Facebook, too, at brewpubpizza.
And then finally, those of you that are part of youth programs know that the Brewpub Lots of Matza, Bernatello is obviously the parent company, provides a great fundraising opportunity. And a lot of our listeners are parents that are on boards or coaches or leaders of youth or.
I'm Callie Funk. I'm the program director for the Herb Brooks Foundation, and I've been with the foundation since January of 2017, so a little over a year and a half. I think that Herb Brooks would be very proud of the program. He always talked about building it from the ground up, and I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're having youth participate, and they can start whenever they'd like. And we're not trying to make that pyramid. We're trying to just keep the base growing all the way up. And I think he'd really be proud of what we're doing here.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago to give the kids a chance to play the game my dad loves so much. Our Rink Rat program is supposed to be fun. Gotta smile. Remember, it's just a game. Get out and exercise. Play all year round. Play on the ice. Play in your driveway. Play at school. We just hope that you love the game.
So we really try to emphasize the importance of Herb Brooks and the 1980 Miracle team within our program. Herb Brooks stood for a lot of different valuable life lessons, and so we really want to instill the importance of positivity, teamwork, and really coming together as a team in order to meet one common goal.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago. We started it to really keep my dad's legacy alive with children. His philosophy always was to give the game back to the kids and learn to love the game the way he grew up playing, and that was with his buddies out on Lake Phelan, playing street hockey, just those pickup games. And we wanted to have that atmosphere built in for these young children instead of structured association hockey. We wanted to get the kids back playing. At the end of the Rink Rat session, we hope kids take away from the program, number one, friends. I hope they made friends and had fun. And we hope they have a true love for the game, the way that we love the game. We have had several kids go on to play association hockey from our inner city Rink Rat programs. We've educated parents on how to enroll their kids in association hockey. Some of them didn't even know there was such a thing.
So we currently are mostly involved in Minneapolis, and that's all areas of Minneapolis. We have a couple schools in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Northeast, and in St. Paul. Last winter we were working out of Phelan, Harding, and the new Tria rink in St. Paul. So we really try to cover a broad area so that we can include as many kids as possible. So the best way I think to reach out and get involved would be to visit our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. You can find all of our information about the Rink Rats programs, any clinics we have in the spring or summer or fall. You can also find contact information for the foundation, as well as many different links to pictures, events such as the Sticks in Stillwater, the golf tournament, Let's Play Hockey Expo, and there's also a good following for our volunteer base as well.
And we welcome you back to Mariucci Arena along with Bart Archer. I'm Pete Wagner, and the score reads 2-1 in favor of the Eden Prairie Eagles over the Holy Family Catholic Fire. And obviously there's a lot of media jackals here that don't cover these teams as often as Bart and yours truly do, and we get asked some crazy questions. And one from the mailbag in the first period was, are you surprised by the score? I'm not. The work that Huber did in goal was amazing.
Yep.
I would say that Eden Prairie had about a half dozen grade A chances. They are out shooting them over 2-1 at 13-6. But if things change, this is still the game where the wear down factor starts to take its toll through the midway part of the second period into the third. the longer that Holy Family Catholic can continue to do what they're trying to do, the Fire have legit shot at winning this hockey game, because they'll frustrate the Eagles. But the Eagles, look, man, they've been playing some really good hockey the past, I'd say 30 to 45 days.
Yeah, and that continued tonight. They had a very quick start, put some pressure on early the first minute, and really had Holy Family kind of running around the rink a little bit. I think that it might have been some residual from the Minnetonka. I thought that I was kind of worried about the first 5 minutes for Holy Family, but they survived that. They actually survived the first 10 minutes. First goal of the game was scored at the 11:03 mark. It was Jensen with his 34th from Wilhite and Smith, and then at 12:40 it was Holt scoring his 12th from Jensen, and Holy Family got back on the board at the 13:26 mark on the power play. It was Schugel with his 8th from Jorgensen and Michael Spinner from the back line, and as you said, it was 13-6 as far as shots on goal, but there were shot attempts. I would venture to say that Eden Prairie probably had about 20, and a couple of them went wide. A couple of them might have been pretty good opportunities, but I thought Eden Prairie was very sound all period long, where Holy Family started to kind of get their mojo and get back into the game. They're only one good shot down, so I'd have to think the Fire feel pretty good about their positioning right now, because they started to get their legs about them. But Eden Prairie, they just keep coming in waves, and they're winning the stick battles, they're winning the one-on-ones, they're winning the board battles, and that's something that trend's going to have to change if Holy Family is going to have success tonight.
The Eagles are on the ice right now as we speak, and we're waiting the Fire next, as the Eagles still haven't fully exited the locker room area. Now they're all out. Now the Fire should be stepping out here next any minute.
But Pete, the stat that kind of jumps off the page, and we talked about this through the course of the first period, Eden Prairie has a 16-7 face-off advantage, and I think that it was probably 16-3 at one point, or 14-3. There was a great disparity between that, but Holy Family started to kind of come back and win some face-offs, and won some big face-offs on the power play to make that opportunity happen. But
possession is key.
It is.
And Jensen 7-3, Bart. Redroot 7-4.
And that's and they're back to back too, so you don't get a weak you don't get a weak spot in that lineup. And I really love the way Batchelder played that period. I know he's kind of the third center if they need it, but him on the wing with that speed and that skill, he's really creating some fits. He's winning races to pucks. The stress is really on the Holy Family defense as it stands right now. The forwards are not getting as many looks as they want, but the defense is the part of this game that's stressed for the Fire. And if they can play a little bit more sound, opportunities are going to come from that.
Well, and you know, you mentioned the face-off dot. Well, we're just going to stay there for one more second. It's really been owned by the Eagles, but you know, Garrett Pinanimi's gotten the job done. He, of course, was committed to St. Cloud State, and now he's headed off to the University of Minnesota. Of course, his coach that recruited him from Delano at the time is definitely saying, "Hey, man, why don't you come here to the campus?"
Well, they're going to get an outstanding talent.
The friendly confines.
Indeed. And just a junior, but 26 goals on the year. Obviously, he's a focus player for this Fire team, and he had a nice period. He moved the puck through the neutral zone, gave him an opportunity to get some possession into the offensive zone, but he's going to have to carry his squad. But second period, it's a lot of space out there. Quick line change. It's going to be a wide open period. Looking forward to it. Here we go.
Luke Middlestat plays that one for the Eagles, rink wide for Keegan Langfelds, and that's going to be picked off in the center ice area. This is the old adjustment times up off the netting. Decent crowd assembling here, Bart Archer, as you know, the Edenians are getting here early. They're veterans. They know about this place.
You got to get the parking spots. But yeah, actually, it's a pretty good vibe.
What's left of them?
And it's gone from about a third, to about half right now. But they're very vocal. It's a nice vibe. Once
again, there's Mr. Disruptor Jorgensen making a play. Can't get it through those spinners. Wrist shot, pad save. Rosenland off the redirect. Fetchko took a stick off the wrist. That didn't feel too good. Back at center, John Middlestat now with Charchenko watching him across the line. Will Height from the left circle, blocked off the skates of Spinner. Will Height tries to work his way out of the corner. Spinner gets in on him with a nice stick check. Over to the right wing side for Jorgensen. Again in the air and out of the stick. This Jensen, I watched him skate around full circle through the whole zone, flipping the puck up.
Well, maybe he should work with
doing that.
Maybe he should work with Sano so we can lower the strikeout percentage.
The contact hitter,
right?
Lewin. Well, at least they won't be pitching to contact this year. I've never known what that means. That means you suck.
Yeah.
Back up through the neutral zone it goes. Who does that?
No, I don't know.
Thank you. And now it's going to be roll-offs with it. Watched by Holt. turned over. Batchelder reached back. Ooh, the old one-hand wonder. That never works. Across the line they go. They're onside. Block. Neat job there by Argetsinger. Now it's Rudrud through center. He's got Holt to the right. Touch pass. Batchelder slot. Reached back, and the left-hand shot's deflected wide of the mark. Rudrud now puts on the brakes as he's going to guide this one into the corner. Holt will chase it down. Swung around the boards by Roloffs. Now it's going to be Argetsinger. Nice job off the right wing rail. Rink wide it goes. Rudrud is there. He's bothered by Redden off the left wing boards. Eagles in the offensive zone from left to right across your screen. That one's deflected. Blood was there, reached for that one, came away with it. Now he's going to accelerate back through center. Sends that one back in behind the net. Cut off by Rosenlund. And now it's going to be Argetsinger for Holt. Holt will try to play this through center. Swung in by Rudrud. Cut off by Huber. Now it's Charchenko with it. Charchenko guides it to the right wing side. Redden comes up with it. Ben Redden now across center. He'll play this one back in behind the net. Chases his own dump in down. Gets a nice little stick on that one. Plays it to the corner. Now Wilson with it. Bothered by a pair of Eagles. It's going to be played up to the left point. Spinner of the Fire. Oh, there's a miscommunication there. Argetsinger nearly deflected that into his own goal.
Wow.
As Rosenlund reached out his stick ahead of Argetsinger's. Now Jones gets away from one man, shallow angle up off the window, all the way into the neutral zone. Schultz will play this one back in behind as Huber sets up for Spinner. Spinner watched by Jones. Ooh, he's absolutely lit up. The turnover sent right back in from the left point by Pager. The big carom up high to the line. Wilson comes away with it to center. Now it's going to be gathered in across the line by Ben Redden. He has Schugel with him. Schugel will be checked by Pager, who looks to play this one back in behind the net. Now Schultz guides it up to the left wing side for Middlestadt. Finds an opening, plays this one rink wide. Bumped off the boards. Nice job by Roloffs to deal with the oncoming Wilhite. Back up into the neutral zone. Here come the Fire. Fetchko can skate, cross the line. Wrist shot. That one misses the mark. Now it's Pinonimi up to the line. New. Picked off by Wilhite. 3-on-2 through center. Now he finds a trailer. Rudrud slot. He's pickpocketed. Wilhite trying to follow through. Puck trickles to the goal line. Now to the right corner it goes. John Middlestadt pinned up by two Holy Family Catholic Fire players. It's a 2-on-2 battle with Rudrud in there. It's an absolute battle. Now it's going to be sent right back to the corner for Middlestadt. He can't hang on as he's going to be pickpocketed by Wilson. That was a battle for the ages. Off the bench comes Batchelder. He waits. He's got a man with him. Ooh, he wanted to go short side glove. He had Wilhite. Good decision there, but he just missed the mark. Rudrud turns it back into the corner. Good momentum and pressure here by the Eagles as they've picked up the tempo and pace. Rudrud off the goal line. Oh, and that one hit Huber in the arm as the Eagles had a chance off Holt's stick from the backhand down at the top of the blue paint. Now it's going to be off the stick at center of Jorgensen. He took that one from Dan Redden. And it's going to be Keegan Langfells with 12:36 to go in the period. Back up through the neutral zone. The Eagles were offside on the play there. They were trapped in, and they went delayed on that. Blew that one down.
Well, it was Langfells that was trying to get Jensen in stride, but Jensen just snuck in over the before the puck. But there was a little scrum. It was sent back to Keegan Langfelds, left-handed shot on the right side point, so he had a little trouble handling it. Did a nice job of stopping the forward progress of the Fire. They would have come back in numbers, so nice job by the Eden Prairie defenseman. Face off to the left of Roseland. 12:32 left in the second period. 2-1 Eden Prairie.
The 1 and 2 seeds have been dispatched from this section. The 1 seed Minnetonka, the 2 seed Chaska Hawks, each by these teams. Schugel with it. Ooh, nifty move there off the side of the cage. Straight confidence. Outlet to Ben Redden to the right wing. Schugel, the trailer. He better hurry because the Eagles closed on him. Nice play by Schugel to play this to the right wing corner. They'll go back in behind the net. Wilson tries to turn that one up to the line. Wilson shots off the skates of Carson Jones. Cab Langfells, body on Ben Redden. Now it's Spinner shot, top of the left circle. Wilson fans. Jones steps up, gets a stick on that play of Spinner, but here's Wilson trying to will his way to the goal mouth area. Cut off by the Eagle defense. They collapsed on him. Jones off the boards too far, icing the call with 11:40 to go here in the second period.
Well, it looks like Holy Family starting to win some battles along the wall, at least in the offensive zone. But Eden Prairie again tightening up on defense. Really I've never seen Eden Prairie this year at least get in front of so many shots. They're committed to the defensive side, and that's a good sign for Coach Lee Smith. But they've done a great job of supporting Roseland. But that pass just misfired. Otherwise, it was Jensen all alone. So a bit of a break for the Fire.
Rudrud pulls the draw to the corner. Argetsinger bumped on the play. Forechecking is Spencer Lewin, the sophomore. And now it's going to be Cam Langfells. Batchelder's going to wait for it. Chips the glass, but not out as Rinzel comes over and makes the play. Blocker pad save made by Argetsinger. And here comes Holt with ice across center. Right wing side, down low to the hash marks. Carries this one all the way back in behind. Good to see John Sherman in the house right now. The Sun Current newspapers. He's got the camera teed up and ready to go.
Legend.
Batchelder is there. He's talking over things with our producer, John Sands. Batchelder is there from the line. It's going to be played to center. Staying on, that's Lewin. Now it's going to be Holt again. This line's been stuck out a bit for the Fire. They get a partial change. Cam Langfells has to regroup in the neutral, way over on the left wing boards. Deflected ahead to the right side. Now it's Holt for the center iceman. Rudrud for the Eagles. In front, they had Batchelder for a redirect, but that didn't get through. Swatted at by Blood and played the length of the ice. And icing the call. Ooh, they dodged a bullet there to the Fire. This line was trapped out there for some time.
No, indeed, and that's the second period. If you can't get the puck out of your zone, your defense get tired pretty quickly. But it was a nice job by Rudrud to send it cross ice just for a redirect to Batchelder. It didn't miss by much. Otherwise, we'd be talking 3-1 Eden Prairie lead, but a bit of a break for the Fire.
You hear the EP fans hammering on the plastic chairs here. I mean, the plastic chairs kind of remind me a little bit of the Dome. Kind of the same vintage.
Yeah.
I think that speaks for itself. Now it's going to be Luke
where to go with
Middlestad with
that,
it off the
you're
glass.
right.
I didn't want anybody throwing anybody under the bus. But maybe we just did.
Wow, it's going to be a face-off in the Eden Prairie zone. It was cleared up into the stands right around the penalty box area, so the face-off is going to come to Rosenland's left. 10-11 left in the first period. Shots on goal now 14-9, and we went into this 13-6, so it looks like Holy Family has a shot advantage so far.
It's pretty amazing how things settle in here in the period. It gets tighter and tighter playoff-style hockey between these two teams. Face-off win now by the Fires. Are closing the gap in that category. Jorgensen, he's a playmaker. They get that up to Spinner. Now he finds Pinonimi up to the right point for Charchenko. Wanted to push that one through the legs of John Middlestad. Couldn't. It was Jensen who tried to throw that one through the middle and set up the wall off Middlestad. Now it's Charchenko. Ooh, nearly lost the handle. Now it's picked up by Luke Middlestad, and it was Jack Jensen who couldn't get a handle. Frustrating shift for his line. Great shift for the Fire. Now it's Luke Middlestad. He's going to find Jack Jensen up at center. He and Charchenko come together. Charchenko shrugs him off with a nifty move from right to left. That bounding puck misses Pinonimi. Now it's going to be Keegan Langfells from the left side, back up into the neutral zone. At the Fire line, they're going to play this one right up to the center M of the University of Minnesota. Pinonimi was there off his stick. There's a shot. Pinonimi with a bid. Oh, that one just missed the mark. Now it's going to be Jack Jensen. Finds an opening. Jensen now across the line. They're going to change. He's 1-on-3. Look out. Here comes Jones. Smith trailing. Jones misses the mark. Pushed back through by Jensen. Jensen now off the side of the post. He's been out for a while. Back up to Schultz. It goes. Oh, he falls down. There's Smith. Oh, he laid that one up. Now it's going to be Pager from the left side. His snapper steered aside there by Huber. Now Rudrud steps on for Jensen. Off the side of the net it goes. Picked up by the defense. Off the boards. That's fed to the point actually for Schultz. Now it's Rudrud. Blocker pad save Huber. Up in the air it goes. Smith up high. Jones pushes that one through. Wanted to go top shelf. Couldn't get there. Now it's going to be Rudrud. Back to the corner. Smith now finds Jones. That misses the mark. Back penalty. Up to the right point. Delayed penalty. This will be on the Fire. That misses the mark. Now it's going to be Pager. On steps John Middlestad. Now from the corner, it's Rudrud, and he bumps into a Fire player there who makes contact with the puck possession, and now we'll see the first power play of the game for the Eagles.
Yeah, and I'm still curious to see who it is. I believe it's going to be Cole Wilson, but I don't want to charge anybody before. It looks like Wilson's going to go to the box for a hook, but it happened right in front of the goal. It was Eden Prairie trying to skate into the scoring area, and he just got a stick under the arm and gave him a tug right in front of the referee. So great opportunity for Eden Prairie. 8:12 left in the second period on the power play. Offensive zone face-off. Eden Prairie's penalty or power play is hovering around 12-6 in sections, 26% during the regular season, but 100% PK for this Holy Family Fire. They're going to be challenged right now.
Now it's going to be Luke Middlestad with it into the corner for Jensen. Back up to Luke Middlestad. Keegan Langfells. John Middlestad left circle. fakes a shot. The slapper from Keegan Langfell's read neatly by Huber. He's a very sturdy, steady goalie. He's not the biggest guy, Bart. Not a lot of rebounds come flying off of him.
No, in fact, he sucks him up like a Hoover vacuum, but it was a good shot by Keegan Langfells. He put everything into it. It was like a drive down the middle of the fairway, about 375 yards, but Bailey Huber rose to the occasion and held onto that puck. Face off to his right. 1:46 left in the penalty to Cole Wilson of the Fire.
Keegan Langfells, top of the point now, left side. John Middlestat shot. I believe that hit Wilhite on the way in. Takes an extra poke at the puck. Huber makes the save. Will face off to his right.
Well, another good save by Huber, but again, shots from the periphery. That one was from the offensive left dot, just on top of the dot, but he got everything into that. But Huber, good positional save. He's got some confidence right now, Pete. It's nice to see they're getting shots, lower shots. They were trying to go high cheese all the time and shooting wide. Get it low. He doesn't give up many rebounds, but they have plenty of support down low, and you have the man advantage. Big face-off for the Fire. 1:37 left in the Fire penalty.
Pinonimi and Jensen in the draw. It's Jensen with a win. From the left point, John Middlestat finds Wilhite down to the corner. Back in behind, played back around, handled by John Middlestat. Puck rolls a bit. Now back up to the top of the umbrella for Keegan Langfells. Off to the right side, off the wing there. That was Luke Middlestat. John Middlestat left dot. He tried to find the middle looking for Wilhite, and that's going to be picked up by the Fire. They fan on that and finally gathering it back in as Dan Redden fires that one back into the Eden Prairie zone. 7:17 to go in the period, $1:04 to go in the power play. It'll be Jones across the line. Smith goes to the line. Now Luke Middlestat plays this one up high for Keegan Langfells. Over to the left side for John Middlestat. That's Luke Middlestat with it. There's a wrister that hits Huber. Got the glove on that one through the Smith screen. Now it's going to be Luke Middlestat with it. Back up high to the line. Keegan Langfells. Now Luke Middlestat off to the right side in the corner. That one goes up in the air, and a chance off the side of the cage there by Luke Middlestat. He was all the way down off the left side of the mark, as that one's going to be off the boards and sent the length of the ice. Back in behind, set up by the goaltender, Rosenlund. 22 to go in the man advantage, 6 minutes and 30 to go here in the second period, still 2-1. Now John Middlestat looks to dangle his way to the slot, but he was shut down. Roloffs and company were there to close the door as they sent it the length of the ice. One last rush with 7 to go on the power play. It'll be Pager taking it from left to right. He'll angle back over to his left. Leaves it off to John Middlestat. He has Pager in front who followed it up. Poked away there by Huber as they have a man in the neutral zone, but getting there first off the boards was an Eagle player in Jensen. Now Holt from the left circle. 5-on-5. Argetsinger, right circle. Oh, loading it up was Jones. We have a possible breakaway, but here comes Pager, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Schugel tried to load it up. Pager comes all the way across, makes a terrific defensive play, and now the Eagles are sprung back the other way with Holt across the line. Now he'll be checking Charchenko on the play. And it'll be the Fire once again. Drew Holt was there to break it up, gets it back. Jones with him along with Batchelder. They'll wait for something to evolve. Cam Langfell's off the bench. Now it's going to be Jones to cycle that back into the corner. Charchenko for the Fire takes it over off the glass to center as Cam Langfell's, misses the mark for Schultz, who will have to go all the way back into his own zone to regroup. Bumps off the boards for Cam Langfell's left wing for Batchelder. Oh, here's Rudrud slick on the breakout. Poke checked at the line, but Batchelder follows it up, wanted to load it up, and Blood, the freshman, there to take that one away from him. Batchelder says, thank you very much, I'll take that back. A wrister from him, that one misses the mark, and now it's going to be played to the corner. Holt looks for Batchelder, nifty play there. He loads it up, that hits a man on the way in, that was Rudrud. There's a turnaround attempt that doesn't get through by Batchelder. Now it's Cam Langfell's shot. That one misses the mark. Langfell's keeps. I'm calling nothing but Eagle names here. It's all they're doing. They're absolutely, they've been on the puck since that power play nonstop. Back in behind the net now. It's picked up by a Fire player. It's Roloffs. He'll play the boards, but there's going to be Batchelder. They're winning every race to every puck and every battle at this stage are the Eagles. Funny carom for Holt in the corner. He's going to be checked on the play by Redden. Rudrud now looked up high, and that's going to be on the stick of McPartland as he's going to carry this one to center as he's checked on the play. Wow, he drew the penalty. What do we got?
I'd be curious to see what it is. It's going to be a
holding.
Oh, boy. Boy, he's reaching a little bit on that one, but what a great opportunity for the Fire. 4:09 left in the second period. It, as you said, Pete, has been all Eden Prairie last 5 minutes. Now the Fire get a chance to turn the tides a little bit. But I don't know about that penalty, but Clayton Schultz, senior defenseman for Eden Prairie, is going to go to the box. But as I said, a great opportunity. Shots now are 23-9, so you can see the onslaught 10-3 so far this period, and it was a situation where Holy Family had the advantage, but that just shows Eden Prairie taking the play away, winning the battles to the loose pucks. But now the challenge is on Eden Prairie to pick up their teammate and get through this penalty kill.
Indeed it is, Bart Archer. 23-9 your shots on goal. The Eagles working it. We'll see if that can be that gap can be closed a little bit here.
The score is still the same, though.
That's all I care. That's what you got, a goaltender. That's what he's there for. Give you a chance to win the hockey game. Now Spinner, snapper. Ooh, took something off. That went like his number's sake there in Suter. Kind of the light wrister that missed the mark. Pinonimi. How many times have we seen that?
Right.
Pinonimi down to the corner. Back up high to the line. There's another one wide of the mark. Quick catch and release there by Spinner. Now Schugel with it. Back up for Pinonimi, left side. They go to the right side. That one, the trigger wasn't pulled. Now Schugel gets it. Good possession here by the Fire on the power play. 1:05 to go in it. Now it's going to be Schugel up to the line for Spinner. Lays it over to the right wing side. Rosenlund to save. Sawyer! Schugel with an opportunity there. And Rosenlund sprawls and covers that one up.
Well, it was an alley moment for Rosenlund. He was vulnerable, but he got it. He was very athletic, got the pad over and stopped the puck. And Jensen did a nice job of limiting what could have been a good follow-up opportunity by Sawyer Schugel, waiting in the wings for a second chance opportunity. Just 58 seconds left in the penalty to Schultz. Eden Prairie playing a very condensed box. They're giving him the periphery, but once it starts getting into the area, that's when Eden Prairie kind of pushes back out. So they've done a pretty good job of killing, but good possession by Holy Family so far.
Fire with a clean win off the draw. They possess 53 to go in the man advantage. They trail by 1 at 2-1. Backdoor, Schugel again wanted to go top shelf, just missed the mark. Now it's going to be Dan Redden from the right point. They'll play it down to the right circle. In front, they try to force that one through Batchelder. The foot race, but nice job to keep the stick alive there. Redden keeps the zone. From the right side, it's going to be Jorgensen to Redden to Pinonimi from the left point. Back over to the right side, top of the right circle. There's a snapper by Jorgensen, pad save. Rosenlund turn to the corner. Jorgensen now comes away with it, plays this one back up to the line for Redden. Pinonimi lost the handle. They have to catch up to this one from the left side. Down the wall it goes. He'll get it back from Schugel. 15 to go in the man advantage. 2:20 in the period. There's a wrister. That's deflected by Rudrud off the netting. They had some possession time and opportunities, did the Fire.
Yeah, they did, and I thought that was a very responsible play by the Fire. And it was Dan Redden that actually saw Sawyer Schugel on the weak side by the goal line and tried to feather a pass through to him. But nice job by Rudrud to get a stick in that zone and ramp it up and out of play, give him a chance to reset. Just 9 seconds, so still some time for this Holy Family Fire on the power play to put some pressure on Eden Prairie.
There's a chance by Jorgensen, the big clapper, and Jones showed some. The puck went up almost to the ceiling. It came down, and it's up there.
Yeah, and this isn't Braemar Arena.
Nobody knew where it went, me included.
Right.
Now we're at full strength, 5-on-5. 2 minutes remain in the period. They'll work this way up the right wing side with Pager. He has Holt to his right. Pager's just going to dangle across the line. Blocker pad save. Schultz slides in to try to make the play. That's deflected up high. Schultz will leave it off to the line. Here's Argetsinger with a shot that's covered up by Huber. The faceoff will come up to his right.
Well, I think there's got to be some energy on this Holy Family Fire. I know they didn't score. They weren't successful on the power play, but they had good zone time with possession. They worked the puck quite well, but I think it probably keeps the energy level of Eden Prairie up by killing that penalty off. Couple trying moments, but they survived that battle. Still 2-1 advantage Eden Prairie coming off a power play. We're back to 5-on-5. Shots on goal 25-11 now. Holy Family Fire showing some offensive prowess, getting some shots on goal, but Roseland came up big.
Face off pulled back in by the Fire. I can't wait to see those numbers. They're going to be changed here for this period. Wilson plays this one ahead. Cross the line. It's Schugel to the right point. A wrister. Rosenlund the save, and the rebound was nearly there. Now it's going to be handled by Wilson. He'll play this around the boards. Fire will slide over. Holy Family Catholic has not had the pressure on them this year that they did last year as a top team, and everybody is expecting them to walk out of the section with it. Now they can be loosey-goosey. They beat the top team and just get after it here, and they're looking really good here after that pressure the Eagles put on them here in the third period. Eagles were all over them for a period. We're under a minute now. It's Dave Langfels, your public address announcer. Makes the call. Now it's going to be play to the right wing side. Wilhite has Jensen. Ooh, we nearly caught Jensen on the move. Off Charchenko's stick as it trickles in on goal. And it's going to be handled by Huber.
Well, it looks like the puck's fighting Jensen's stick just a little bit. It just seems like whenever he gets an opportunity, there's either a skate that gets in the way or it's just past his reach. I'm sure that's going to settle down. A really good idea. He gained the zone and then put it on in Jensen's area with some speed. So a bit of a fortunate break for the Fire. Face off to Huber's left.
Puck will be off the glass to the right wing side up through center ice. Rudrud is there. Plays the body on his man, stays on it, tries to push it ahead. Charchenko off the boards. Now it's going to be picked up by Keegan Langfels. Finds an opening and chucks that one back in behind the net. Huber sets up with 20 to go in the period. Batchelder played down to the glove. Now it's going to be handled once again by the Eagles to the corner. Do they have time for one more chance with 8 seconds? We'll see. Batchelder goes short side, pad save Huber. Now Batchelder again. Jammed on the play, stood up. Heavy check there by Spinner. Spinner took out Lidke with a heavy check, and he did it again there. But it looks like Batchelder's going to be fine. But, boy, he brings a physical presence.
Well, indeed he does. And Fetchko took some liberties on Batchelder after the whistle. Nothing to get too excited about, but 2-1, so nothing really determined. I think Holy Family kind of showed that they're here for the duration of this game. Some pretty good things going on, but Eden Prairie still maintaining their game, but it's been Huber so far keeping that puck out of the net. He's been the story so far for the Fire, but Eden Prairie playing their game. But both teams are going to regroup, refocus, and know they're 17 minutes away, perhaps, of realizing their dream to get to the state tournament. It's going to be an exciting 17 minutes, I promise you that.
Each team has every reason to say they could be the Section 2 AA champions, Bart Archer, and we'll see who's going to stake claim to that. We'll be back with more coming up right after this. Subject matter now between periods here. State high school hockey tournament action continues, section and state tournament playoffs, and we're going to talk some goaltending. Near and dear to my heart with Larry Grace Jr. from Optimal Goaltending, and he is, I think in my mind, folks, got it all figured out. So as you're driving to the XL Energy Center and listening to us, or if you're at home listening, or you know a goaltender in your family, friends, or it could be your son, daughter, or you're a board member or a coach, this is going to be a discussion I think that's going to be very interesting and have a lot of impact on the position, which is a little bit, it's always been a little bit of a mystery. Wouldn't you agree? Welcome aboard, Larry. Good to see you.
Hey, thanks, Pete. Yeah, it's a huge mystery for everyone.
It is a huge mystery from the perspective of what is it? How does it work? You and I kind of come from the same background where we had the great late Warren Strelo, who was very technical, and he had changed the position and how it was played. And obviously it's hybrided into this and that and the next thing. But there's a component that I think is the same. And you brought up a story about how when you were in high school, you didn't think about what you're eating, and now you are. So what you've got is more of an off-ice setup for what you do, as opposed to just, Robotronic type of goaltending coaching. Can you talk a little bit about what you do and how you got to it?
Yeah, so what I do is I focus on everything off the ice. It can be anything from performance training, which most people would know as strength and conditioning, the mental part of the game, and just daily preparation. It could be for families who are on a limited budget and said, we want to give our child every opportunity to be a better goalie. How do we do this with this amount of money? So I deal with a wide range of things off the ice, and the whole goal of the program is to give every goalie an opportunity to be the best goalie that they can be, not be the best goalie. And so it's important for me to take everything as an individual and not just as the position of goalie.
So you talked about making them stronger, helping them become stronger, maybe not necessarily in every capacity. There's certain areas that you will focus on. So can you talk about, I think you said there's 3 components for what you do.
Yep. So it can be different for everyone. It could be the same for 2 goalies. If we're talking about maybe a high school goalie, they're looking more at the performance side of things combined with learning how to be a goalie. And what I mean by that is take away the game itself, but everything you do leading up to the game and how that's going to prepare you to perform. When we're talking about a younger goalie, maybe a squirt peewee goalie, we're working on building an athlete here. We're not worried about can they do the reverse VH, can they do a butterfly, how well do they push. I want to create a great athlete. I feel if I create a great athlete, the goaltending coach can then build a great goalie.
Let's go into the athlete part of it as you hone in on a great athlete. I don't want to give away your secret
Yep.
sauce, but what are some of the things, areas of the body that you focus on to create that great athlete?
It's a great question, and I look at it differently. I feel that creating a great athlete is using games at the youngest levels, not anything specific for goaltending or even the sport of hockey itself. Taking a young boy, young girl, and forcing them to be an athlete. And what I mean by that is I'll give you a simple example of what I do with some of my younger kids. And we play a game that I call goalie volleyball. And what I've done is I've taken a court, shrunk it down with cones, and we have a center line. We don't have a net or anything like that, and we use a kid's bouncy ball. And the whole object of the game is for the team of two to kick the ball back and forth over the line using any body part. So they can use legs, feet, hands, head. And what I'm trying to do is force them not to think like a volleyball player, not to think like a soccer player, but think like an athlete and react to what is happening to the ball itself and working with your teammate.
What type of growth have you seen in young athletes? Because it's sometimes, and I've been in coaching environments where, God-given fast twitch muscles, there's things that work for people and others that don't. And some you just say, well, I don't know if we're going to get too much out of this one here, but we'll do the best we can. God bless him, great kid. But how much can you maximize out of athletes or goaltenders from various levels of tools that they give you?
The tools that they give me, I can take and maximize them by 100. If they're committed to it and they have a passion for it, they're going to get a ton out of this. Just like anything else in life, if you put something into it, you're going to get something out of it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every goalie that works with me is going to make it to the NHL, but I guarantee that any goalie that works with me will be a better goalie tomorrow than they were today. And that's all done by thinking of everyone as an individual and not a goalie.
What do you think goaltenders today's biggest need from an athleticism perspective is? Is it in their feet? Is it in their hips, hands? What is it?
That's a very interesting question. And I did recently just speak with a college goalie coach who had a really unique perspective on this, where he brought up, if we look at European goalies, they have great feet because they play soccer all the time over there. And if you look at American goalies or North American goalies, they've got great hands for the most part. And so
We're about, 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from the start of the third period between the Eden Prairie Eagles, who entered this contest with a 16-9-2 record. They're taking on the Holy Family Catholic Fire, who are 16-9-1. Shots on goal are 26-12 after 2 periods. And Bart, we kind of were harping on the face-offs because it was kind of a fun stat to take a look at.
Yeah.
And we had the big gaudy numbers for Eden Prairie after period number 1. They're still big and gaudy after period number 2. They went from 16-7 to 24-13.
Yeah, but 8-6 disparity now, as opposed to 16-7. It was 8-6 that period. So Holy Family's closing that gap. So Eden Prairie, Holy Family started to kind of get back into this and started to take some of the play away, but I still think Eden Prairie's pushing the pace and having great success. It's just solving the riddle we know as Bailey Huber has been kind of the Achilles heel for the Eden Prairie Eagles so far.
13-6, your shots on goal, 26-12 total for the period. It's been a great night. Tonight's hockey coverage presented in part by Optimal Goalie, RJM Construction, Tradition Companies, Brew Pub, and the Sportsman's Guide. Don't forget to check out the Sportsman's Guide Beyond the Pond show. I should have had Pat Micheletti join me here. He'd stop by for a second and have him pump that thing, but up to 60% off items within their store located in South St. Paul. It's right off 3 Concord there, right in 494. It's a great facility. They've got a huge catalog of items. If you're an outdoorsman, if it's ammunition gear, whatever you need, if it's apparel, supplies, you name it, they've got a full 400,000 square foot warehouse. And you can kind of shop online and or use their catalog and say, I want 2 of those, 4 of those, 10 of those. I know Bart Archer does.
Well, yes, I certainly could use some refreshment, but in case you just joined us, just to get you up to speed, this is how we got to this 2-1 score. It was 11:03 in the first period. It was Jack Jensen scoring his 34th from Will Height and Smith. Then at the 12:40 mark, it was Holt with his 12th from Jack Jensen. Then Holy Family responded on the power play at the 13:26 mark. It was Schugel from Jorgensen and Michael Spinner, and that's the scoring. Scoreless second period. Things kind of tightened up. It was a little bit more wide open, but both goaltenders rose to each occasion. Obviously, Rosenlund didn't have as many shots, but I think the story so far is Bailey Huber and some of the saves that he's made to keep his team within a shot away. But it promises to be an intense third period. They know what's on the line, those skaters out on the ice and the coaching staff. So all the stops are going to be pulled out, but it's going to be wide open. But intelligence, take care of the puck. Turnovers could be the key. Yeah, I just hope it's a solid period where we don't get anything fluky going on, but I think the rule of thumb for both of these teams is stay out of the penalty box and play a responsible game. But don't cheat yourself, don't cheat your teammates. Just go out there and give 110.
You heard the man, and I think the odd penalty could be a problem too.
I hope not, but I guess just take what they give you. But Eden Prairie is very, very good at creating space. But Holy Family is starting to get back on top of the play again. Before they were chasing, and now they're actually relevant as far as that goes. They're getting possession, they're getting in tight. But Eden Prairie playing very responsibly defensively. I mean, giving up 12 shots on goal so far to the Fire shows Eden Prairie's on their defensive game tonight.
Good to hear Todd Mulliken's checking in. We haven't had a lot of shout-outs.
No, you are correct. And I even put something out there saying if you're listening, let us know. So we'll certainly, if you let us know we're out there, we'll try to get you some love. But we appreciate you being with us regardless. A good night for hockey. Elimination Wednesday.
Indeed, it is a great night for hockey as these clubs are dialing it in here at Mariucci Arena. Eagles and Fire. For the Eagles, if they can qualify, they'll be looking for their 3rd state title in school history, and for the Fire to be their first ever appearance.
That's enough motivation for either team.
When you go back through and you look at these two teams, I believe Eden Prairie, I think the number's something like 4-4 is their record in section playoffs against the Fire. They don't play during the regular season at all.
Sure.
Now Will Height with it across the line as he's going to be bothered on the play. Jensen tried to poke that one through. If you hear that little machine gun sound every once in a while, that's John Sherman heating up the the camera over there.
The legend of John Sherman, really.
Don't worry, if he starts it again, I'll say, hey, buddy, we got a mic right by you there. So, pretty classic.
Well, we're early in this third period. Faceoff's going to be Rosenland's left. But faceoff, every little bit's going to get accentuated from this point forward. Faceoffs are key. Line changes are key. Offsides, icing the puck. There's all kinds of things are going to work into this mix. It's going to be an exciting 16-26. Eden Prairie wins.
Argetsinger with it. Up to the right wing side for Jones. Slaps it over to Rudrud, who's having a terrific hockey game here. Pat Micheletti loved his game. Checked on the play. Now it's going to be Smith from the corner. He's going to chase this one down. Gets it up to the line. Argetsinger back in behind. Rudrud checked on the play. Bothering him there was Lewin. Now Rudrud comes away with it again. He's going to leave it off. Jones off the boards. Cam Langfelds. That hits someone on the way in. Did that hit Smith and then go into the glove of Huber? It might have.
I'm not sure on that. I just know it ended up in the glove of Huber, and I'm sure Noah Rana's very happy with that. But it was a kind of dicey around the half wall and no real possession. But Carson Jones kicked it back to the Eden Prairie defenseman, and he stepped into a pretty good one. I don't think it hit Smith, because if it did, I'm sure he would have felt that one. But another nice save and job of tracking the puck by Huber. Face off to his left. Right.
Schugel will draw in against Jensen. Just absolutely picks his pocket. It's been a mismatch in that category so far tonight. Jack Jensen's just been so quick with the stick. Left wing breakout. Out of the zone they go with it. That's going to be Wilson on it. Wilson across the line. Walks across the goal line. Has a chance. That one might have trickled in off of Rosenland on its way through. And now it's going to be Jensen who comes away with it out of the zone. Quick outlet to Holt. He goes down on the play. And the Eagles will get it back into the neutral zone at their own line from the right side. Schultz goes up high and out of play as the Fire are lobbying for the faceoff inside.
Well, Eden Prairie should almost be lobbying for a tripping penalty against Drew Holt, but nothing's going to happen. But the faceoff is going to come outside the Eden Prairie zone. But yeah, Schultz just kind of ramped that one up and out of play, so both teams get a chance to kind of reset. Boy, it's been kind of a plodding third period so far. No flow, really. Both teams obviously understand the situation at hand and playing very close to the best right now. Boy, you see an opportunity, you better take it. See a shot, take the shot.
Cammie Dietrich on board with us. I was also going to go with her maiden, Cammie Olsen. Go Eagles, she says. Of course, her son Andrew, the goaltender for the Eagles last year. There's a wrister pad save by Rosenland, turns that one aside. Pitonimi was there, but there's Jensen to take it over. Big, strong kid skating this one through center. Across the line, leaves it off for Batchelder, loads it up. Ooh, he caught Huber up off the mask. That one was sort of a bullet.
Just
sort of. Now Batchelder, whose game has elevated a couple of notches here the past couple of weeks. Charchenko guides this one back into the corner. Luke Middlestat with it. Looks his way up through center ice. Gets away from one stick, just kind of dangling along. Back in off behind the corner it goes. McPartland's checked on the play. Now it's going to be another check with Spinner off the corner. John Middlestat is there as he's jammed on the play. Nice chuck by Roloffs to the right side of the net it goes. Up to the left point. Wrist shot, snapper if you will, by Cam Langfelds into the glove of Huber. 14-11 to go.
Well, Peter, you're right as far as roll-offs. It was a good stick-side check. It was Middlestat that's trying to walk the end wall with the puck, but a nice stick-side check. Check him at the hands, and he really stopped his forward progress and separated him. But again, a nice defensive zone play, but face-off's going to be to Huber's right. 14-11 left in regulation time. Eden Prairie holding on to that 2-1 lead.
Will Height's snapper is blocked, and they're going to regroup. Cam Langfelds takes over from the low left dot. Back up through center ice it goes. It's going to be across the line. There's a wrister blocker pad save, turned aside. Checked on the play. It's Schugel, and the Eagles out of their zone with Jack Jensen logging major ice time and gobbling it up like Pac-Man. He'll leave this one back to the left wing side. Quick slapper by John Middlestat misses the mark. Slot to Will Height. He's going to carry this to the right hash marks. His pass for John Middlestat hits his pair of skates. Deflects all the way back into Eagle territory. Now it's set up back in behind for Argetsinger. He's watched on the play by Jorgensen of the Fire. Off the boards it goes and icing the call with 13:10 to go.
Well, as Will Height that was walking to the right dot, I thought he should have fired that puck, but he tried to go back to John Middlestat, threw a couple sticks, but Holy Family did a nice job position-wise of interrupting that play. But as I said, if you're in that between those dots and you get a look at the goal, put that shot on goal, force the goaltender to make a play. He made that play pretty easy, but Eden Prairie getting down low, but Holy Family still being defensively responsible when it gets into the scoring area.
Chance in front. Pechko checked by Rudrud. Charchenko keeps it barely at the line from the left side to the right wing. Holt plays that through past Charchenko. No ice on the play as Batchelder will get to the corner, but he's cut off. Nifty job by Dan Redden, the senior. Puck is still on the ground behind the net. They both got each other's sticks, and they swapped them out. That was I wish I could. They literally stopped and handed them to each other. Here, you take it.
Here
okay.
you go.
All right, let's go. And the puck was sitting right there.
Right.
I've never seen anything like it.
Sportsmanship.
I would have taken the other guy's stick and run it to my bench and thrown it. I would have thrown it right up the runway.
Right. Just make it difficult for him, but you like to see that kind of stuff. But it was a nice play by Batchelder and Redden when they went in together. Redden did a nice job of stopping his forward progress. They both went down, and that's when the stick exchange actually happened. But this faceoff is going to be outside the Eden Prairie zone. It's going to be Jensen in the faceoff dot, I think, against Pinonimi.
Jensen the draw.
Wins again.
Langfells gets it over to Luke Middlestat to the right side. Jones gets on top of the stick of Spinner that takes him out of the play as the puck trickles off the right side of Huber. They try to feed it to the slot areas. Huber reaches out, though, with his catch glove and covers it up. The right-handed goaltender will have the face-off to his left.
Well, it was a nice job by Jones to actually interrupt that. He actually won that race to the puck and just poked it to Jensen, or tried to get it to Jensen, but it came out, and nice job by Huber to interrupt, jump the route on that one.
Face-off win. Rung around the boards, away from Smith it goes. Now it's going to be Jorgensen through center. Wanting it was Pinonimi, but he's stopped by the Eagle defense as they're going to transition with Smith to the left wing side across the line. He lets a shot go that's blocked. It's Jones who picks up the loose change into the midsection of Huber, who hangs on.
Well, I actually like what Garrett Smith was trying to do on that. It was Redden that was challenging him at the blue line. He gained the zone, but just wanted to chip the puck forward, but it actually went off Dan Redden and put on the stick of Will Hyde. And he put kind of a weaker shot on goal, but at least it's a shot on goal, and then they followed up. But another first save by Huber, near the rebound again, face off to his right. Even 12 minutes to go in regulation time.
Lewin will face off against Rudrud. It's the Fire that get it to the far side. McPartland's cut off. That's off the stick of Will Height. Got to say thank you to Craig Roberts. Oh, and that one goes off the arm of Rosenlund. Misread that one. Nearly trickles across the goal line. And back come the Eagles across the line. John Middlestat shot. Big pad save made by Huber. Gobbles it up. He'll have the face-off to his right. Was going to say quickly, they're doing stats for us NHL style. You know, they're here for the Red Knights, but they're doing this for this game too, which is really awesome.
That's awesome.
Very lucky.
Well, it was a good job by John Middlestat to take that shot. He used Luke Roloffs as a screen just on top of the left circle and put a good shot on goal. But once again, Huber tracking that puck quite well. Not a second chance as well. He's done a really great job of limiting Eden Prairie's opportunities so far.
John Middlestat was there. Schugel jammed on the play, and here they come, the Fire across the line. Rister, that's deflected up off the glass. Ben Redden from the right side plays it up to the right blue line as Roloffs plays that one in wide of the mark. Will Height bumps the boards. That goes no further than the left point as the Fire keep. That one misses Rosenlund's blocker as he tried to stretch over to get it. Will Height finds John Middlestat. Nifty passes. Will Height ate the check. Oh, and just offside was Rudrud at the line as they'll have what was a really good rush negated there. Jerry Burrow says no. That was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too, but you know, you almost have to take the interpretation out of the ref's hands on that one. Maybe drag your feet. I think he lifted his skate, and I think that's where the problem was. But nice outlet pass, cross-ice pass, broke in, but Eden Prairie shoots themselves in the foot a little bit.
Fire now in possession. Send this one back in. Chopped at. Pinonimi with it. Oh, they try to find their man. Charchenko goes up high over the glass. It stays in play, though. Now the Fire with it. Jorgensen now to the line. Eagles somewhat hanging on here with 10:43 to go as the Fire now with some opportunities. And Rosenlund, I don't want to say he's fighting it, but he's not looking very comfortable. Jensen, right wing side. Holt, look for Jensen. Batchelder turns and shoots. Could have taken the backhand there, but might have been a little bit too high up in the slot area. Didn't trust it, so he turned and wheeled and hit traffic. Now it's going to be Batchelder off the end boards as he finds Luke Middlestead. Off the boards now, it's going to be Keegan Langfels to the right wing side for Holt. Holt will start it up across the line. Holt looks for Jensen. Plays this off the boards as Jensen was there. Checked by Spinner. Runs into two players. So strong on the puck. Now it's going to be on the stick for McPartland as he looks back up through center and plays it through the neutral zone behind the net. Pager gets there. Has it knocked away from him, but Luke Middlestead in to help out as he comes away with it. Luke Middlestead plays this one back through. Now they'll cross center and play this one in on goal. That's held on to by Rosenlund. He's just going to go safety valve and hang on to that one.
Well, Jensen was out for a while. He came off, and it was Rudwood that came out. So I think holding on to that puck gives Coach Smith a chance to readjust his lines just a little bit. But 9:43, time is going to start to become an issue for this Holy Family Fire team. But as you said, Rosenlund doesn't look incredibly comfortable. A little busy in goal, a little busier than he normally is. But sometimes these games are really hard to finish out. So the onus is really on the Eden Prairie team to play responsible. But obviously, Holy Family's got to get that tying goal. But 9:43 to go. Time is of the essence.
3 goals in the first period. That's been it so far. There's a shot that's blocked. Fire again. Kick that through. But that's Schultz to knock it away. And ahead it goes to Jones. He gains the Fire line from the left wing. A lot of long shots. They're just going to test Huber and keep forcing him to handle the puck.
Well,
he hangs on.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I would say get him along the ice a little bit lower perhaps. They're sending it right into the Fire crest, and I think those are easy saves for him to kind of funnel into his body and hold on to. If you can get him down to the pads or a little bit higher, but they're getting the shots, I think that's the important part.
Wrister by Smith misses the mark. Up to the line now, it's going to be Schultz to guide this off the glass. Rudrud has Smith in front. He's checked. Puck still rattles. It's rolling around to the line. Schultz, the left-hand shot from the right point, hard off the boards, misses the mark. Now it's going to be Pager, sends a pass back in behind. Rudrud, neat job to play that one out of the air and keep it up high. Pager to the right side for Schultz. His wrister deflected by Jones wide. Now it's Smith. Eagles with some pressure. Pager, left circle, just misses the mark off the right side. Schultz will have to gather it up at center as he goes back over for Pager to the left side. He'll angle it over to the right wing for Rudrud, sends it back in. On steps Will Height, John Middlestead, and Jack Jensen. To the right wing now out of the zone, Jorgensen, stopped by Jensen. He pokes at it, and it goes up and out of play with 8:37 to go here in the third period. 2-1 Eagles.
Well, I think if you're Coach Noah Ron, you guys have they've been tested, and they've survived each battle so far. You have to feel pretty good, but they just don't have a lot of offensive zone time, or at least they can't sustain. But Eden Prairie playing very sound defensively, but they're getting offensive opportunities as well.
Fetchko with it. Wrister steered aside. Nice save again by Rosenlund. Felt that one all the way from start to finish. Now it's going to be Dan Redden, the defenseman, knocked down by Jensen at the line. Gives it over for John Middlestead. Tried to play it rink wide for Will Height. Will Height, ahead it goes to Jensen. Tried to get away from Charchenko, who comes away with it as he's bothered on the play. Charchenko, that's off a skate there. 8:03 to go. Cross the line they go. Pinonimi with it. He'll carry this one back in behind the net. Keegan Langfels gets inside on him, plays the body. Terrific defensive work there by the veteran. Now it's going to be Jensen taking the feed from center from Will Height across the line, try to pull it through. They try to carry it through. Down goes Huber.
No
John
penalty.
Middlestead gets it back. Oh, it gets muddy. Slot, nobody home. Jorgensen dishes off to Pinonimi to the right side, and he'll gain the line. He has Fetchko deflected off the stick there. Now it's going to be picked up by the Fire. At the line, gathered in. Look out, there's a shot that misses the mark off the glass, back in behind. Luke Middlestead comes away with it for the Eagles as he's going to carry up the middle and angle to his left. He'll keep it, send it in wide of the mark. The big carom now for Holt as he's watched by Spinner. Batchelder and Schugel come over. It's held in by the Eagles. Up to the slot area. Holt's going to race this one down as he's checked on the play to the corner underneath Rudrud's stick. Now Spinner comes from the corner. Back up into the neutral. Argetsinger from center is going to say, let's just chip this one back in. No ice on the play. Back in behind. Spinner with it. Outlets to the left wing side. Ben Redden's just crushed. That one misses the mark by Cam Langfell's nice job. Argensinger slides over, just gets the stick, pokes it, keeps it alive. In deep off the glass to the goal mouth area, covered up by Huber. Face off to his left, 6:40 to go. Oh my, this thing, are we kind of, what's happening here? I thought 2-1. I thought these two teams would combine for some markers here tonight.
Yeah, I thought we were going to get 10 total goals somewhere in that area. Obviously, in this format, in this situation, they're going to play tight to the vest.
A few more to go.
But Bailey Huber did a really deft job on that. That was coming out. It carried off the side of the net and was going to go back out front. But again, he anticipated that play and stopped it. But there were two Eden Prairie players waiting in the wing. So another big play that's not going to show up on the score sheet.
Top of the slot, bounding puck. Oh, Huber fought it off. He's an absolute warrior. Got the big goal stick and just kind of swatted at it as it went up over the top of the goal. Puck was bounding in on him. Shugold, nice job to play it to the left wing side. Here come the Fire across the line. Looking to go toward the net was Wilson, who was checked on the play. Jones ahead to the right wing. That's off Jensen's stick. It's going to be Rosenlund to steer this one to the corner. Shugold tries to work his way under Argensinger. He goes with a front chancery. You know, Gordon Soley.
Absolutely.
World Championship Wrestling.
I got it.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Left maybe two people out of our listeners got that.
Yeah, but the ones that
made it even funnier.
The ones that did loved it.
There's a ring around the left wing side for John Middlestat. Ahead he goes now for Jensen. Kind of going out for a skate as he sends that back in behind. 5:40 to go. Fire now on the move. It's going to be Jorgensen. Cross the line, look out. They'll open up and shoot. That one just missed the mark. That was Fetchko bidding with Pinonimi going to the net. Now it's going to be out of the corner. Jorgensen watched by Luke Middlestad. Luke Middlestad gets on him, stays with him, but up to the line, spinner shot, and deflected that one off Keegan Langfell's stick, nearly wrapped that one right into the shelf. Oh my goodness. To the left wing side, poked away. Nice job by Wilhite. He's got some room. He's got Rudrud and John Middlestad. Rudrud is shot, blocker pad save. Cool as a cucumber, Bailey Huber. Back off the left side it goes with 5 minutes to go in the period. Now it's going to be Rudrud left dot. That one's blocked down by Pinonimi, and it's going to be gathered in out of the zone by Jorgensen. In on goal, Rosenlund has it. Gives it over for Schultz, who's going to gather it in. Right wing side. Rudrud, oh, they say he got it. Arms flew up in the air for the Fire, wanting the ice. No go.
He was 3 feet away
Cut
from
off
him.
by Batchelder. Now it's going to be Rudrud with it. Bart Archer went fan mode there. Now it's going to be handled by Redden. Ben Redden brought down on the play. Now it's Holt with it. Away from Batchelder it goes. Man, we've seen some crazy things in section playoff in our years of service, and something feels weird here, man.
Yep.
There's a wrister that blocks off the chips up off the glass. This could be one of those 7 overtime affairs. You never know.
Bite your tongue, Pete.
Now it's going to be Holt with it. Yeah, the Hornets and the Rednecks are saying, shut up.
Yeah.
Back in behind it goes. Spinner is there. Now Jensen. Now he looks up high for Batchelder to the slot. Ooh, he wanted to pull the trigger, but Charchenko said no with a stick check. Cam Langfells, that one ramped up and out of play. Wow, we take a breath here with 3:51 to go. Shots on goal read 31-17 in favor of Eden Prairie.
Well, Eden Prairie very aggressive, trying to find that insurance marker to try to boost this lead to 2. F3 coming down a little lower than I think I would like. But Batchelder did a nice job of trying to create some space, but just couldn't get that shot off. If
you had your way, F3 would be in front of the goalie.
Yeah, he'd be skating backwards more than forwards. I'm conservative by nature, Pete.
Yeah, love it. Luke Middlestad with it. Icing the call, back the other way we go.
Well, time is obviously 3:44 to go. I think the onus is as much on Eden Prairie right now almost as the Fire. Obviously, the Fire have to get a goal, and they haven't had a lot of offensive zone time. But finish these things out. There's a weird feel in the air, as you said, right now. But offensive zone faceouts, I think Coach Lee Smith will take that all day long. But Holy Family Fire got to get some possession through the neutral zone. But the Eden Prairie not making that easy in any way, shape, or form.
Pinonimi the draw. Spinner the ring to Jorgensen to the right wing side. Out of the zone they go. Pinonimi quickly up in the play, now across the line. Leaves for Fetchko. The snapper and the blocker pad save made. John Middlestad fights off the stick of Jorgensen to center, but now they force the turnover with 3:25 to go. Jorgensen across the line, forced wide on the play. They'll bump the boards, and here come the Eagles out of the zone. John Middlestad with it, tucks that one back in behind. Huber cuts it off. Spinner comes away with it. He fishes out of the zone. That's off a pair of skates, and Holt Huber says, here comes Batchelder. I'm going to cover this one up. The one thing that Noel Ron told me after that game against Minnetonka, he goes, he said after they scored, everybody's like, yeah, let's get away from our plan. Let's get away. And he's saying, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to stay with it.
Well, that's why he's a good coach, a successful coach. I kind of figured this was kind of going to be a timeout area, and I don't know if it was Lee Smith that called the timeout or if it was Noel Ron. But if you remember, if we hit the rewind button against that Jaska team, it was Eden Prairie kind of on the ropes a little bit. Lee Smith called a timeout, and they came out like a house of fire. So he's very good at picking the proper moments to get his team.
It was Holy Family that did it.
Okay, but the benefit is going to be for Eden Prairie as well. But obviously, Coach Noel Ron, 3:06. They have plenty of time, but they just have to get refocused, rededicated, and get to work as it stands. But time is of the essence, obviously. 3:06 to go in regulation time. Shots on goal now, Eden Prairie 31 and Holy Family with 18.
Don't forget, coming up next, it's slated for an 8 o'clock start, but it's really 8:30.
Usually it's 8:15, 8:30.
8:40. They got to give out the participation awards.
Okay.
Now they do.
Mr. Vanderbilt in the house.
Oh, look who's here. Look at that. You don't even need a press pass to get up here.
No, well, not him anyway.
No, you don't.
He just says his name, and they probably escorted him up here for safety reasons. But this is where you want to play your best hockey. You want to be smart, be responsible with the puck. I think Eden Prairie just probably satisfied just keeping it out of the zone and making Holy Family come the full distance. But Holy Family just has to get – they were very efficient getting out of their zone in the second period. Eden Prairie's done a good job of getting the angles on there, winning the races of the puck, and really contesting them out of their zone. And I think that's really been the summary of this third period. Holy Family's got to solve this riddle.
Face off to the left of Huber with 3:06 to go in the third period. Eagles clinging to the 2-1 lead. Charchenko, they'll ring this around the wall. Jorgensen, I was getting at that Noel Ron suggestion that we don't get away from what we do. We're going to pop one here. And when it was 2-0, they could have easily gotten away from what they were doing.
Nice block. Holt in the foot race with Charchenko.
To the corner it goes.
Great
Holt
hustle.
now for Batchelder. Back to the right wing, Jorgensen. Bounding puck for Schugel. Luke Middlestadt gets a stick on that, but it stays in the zone. Here's Pinonimi from the left circle. Eagles break that up, and now it's going to be Luke Middlestadt. Outlets to the left wing for Batchelder. Batchelder's going to have that poked off of his stick, and now here they come. 1-0 and 2-1 have been the two scores of the wins for the Fire. No surprise here. We're in a defensive tussle offside of the line.
Boy, only by a little bit. It was Spencer Lewin that just snuck in, the sophomore forward. But it was a good press at the blue line. I believe it was going to be it was Pager that actually pushed forward, forced him to cut, and the Holy Family Fire snuck in just a tad over. 2:07 left. Face off outside the Eden Prairie zone.
.207 showing on the clock. Face-off won by the Eagles in their own zone up high at the circles. Ooh, Argetsinger slapped away from him. Here's Fetchko. He's dangerous. Down low it goes. There's a turnaround attempt there by Lewin that misses the mark. Didn't get through as Jensen comes away with it. Ooh, cuts right across the blue paint, literally. Through center he goes. He's going to go coast to coast, or try to. John Middlestadt try to catch up to that one to the corner. John Middlestadt with it now, cycles back to the corner. Will Height comes together along with Wilson. That misses John Middlestadt. Now it's going to be Pager with it. Pager with 1:32 to go. We're in watch Huber time now for sure. Yep. And here they come out of the zone as Huber takes a stride to the top of the crease. That misses Fetchko, and icing the call.
Oh.
That changes things up a little bit.
Yeah, indeed it was. And you're very astute to notice that he had some body language that indicate if they held possession and got into the zone, he's going to come off the ice.
Another.
Right on. But 1:23 to go, so this is pull the goaltender. Very important face-off for both teams. Emphasis on the Fire. If they win the face-off and can get out of the zone with possession, we're going to expect Bailey Huber, the senior goaltender, to follow them up and get that extra attacker on. But 1:23, very tense and trying moment. Everybody very subdued, but they understand the situation. You can cut the air with a knife right now, Pete. Ooh, line charge for United.
Look, where'd you get
How about that?
Where'd you get these?
Must be section finals night.
We go get me one?
I'm good. Got it all up here, Mr. Vanderbilt.
Oh, Bill Vanderbilt, the big member of the MNHockey.tv.
Here comes
There's
Huber.
a chance Huber is off the ice. They'll look up to the high point. There's a wrister, 6-on-5, misses the mark. It's so tense. Holt plays the boards, but not out. Held in by Wilson. Pushes it down the wall. Jensen tried to find some real estate. Jorgensen, 2 players behind the line. Pinonimi, one of them. Jorgensen in front. Oh, and that hopped the stick. Up to the right point, Dan Redden plays Charchenko. Low left circle, shot that's blocked by Luke Middlestead. 50 to go in the period. Back up high, it goes to the line. Charchenko back for Dan Redden. The clapper blocked and a nifty job by Batchelder in front. Puck's loose behind the net. Wilson has it. We play on. 38 to go in the period. Now Pinonimi with it. A one-timer. That one doesn't get through. Hit Jensen on the way in. Trickles back behind. Rosenlund reached, tried to cover it. Couldn't. Puck off the end boards. Now it's the Fire. They still possess. Net is empty. 25 to go in front. Puck's loose. Rolls up. Hits Rosenlund. Can't find it. Oh, it's still loose. No goal. No goal. They said no. Oh, my word. And the rolling puck to the empty net. Scores! Oh, the Eagles just absolutely dodged the bullet. They find the empty netter and ice this thing. They're headed off to the state tournament. That was insane. The puck hit Rosenlund's head. It rolls down to his left, rattling around, bodies everywhere. And then what happens, Bart Archer?
They get the puck and shoot it down the ice. And it was a swish, too, by the way, but a very trying moment. Rosenlund, nobody's more relieved than him right now. He did his job keeping that puck out of the net, but great puck support down low by Eden Prairie Eagles. It was very difficult for Holy Family. Once they get past one, they had another Eagle staring them in the face, so they did a really job of funneling to the net, putting pressure on, but that puck just would not go into the goal, and Eden Prairie caps it off with an empty netter. 14.8, 3-1 score. Eden Prairie moving on.
What an effort by the Fire, man. They just absolutely brought it. 13 to go in the period after the empty netter. Charchenko steps up on Kresbach. Back up into the neutral zone it goes as it's Stansberry watches his man. Now it's going to be handled and played back in by Schultz. He and Horton on the blue line. They get to Selly. Look out. The Eagles, sticks, yard sale. It's on. The big Selly.
Careful, boys, careful. Boy,
they're headed to the state tournament, Bart Archer. After a long reign last year, they were taken out, and they're right back at it once again.
Well, indeed, and they earned it tonight. There was nothing easy about this game. They started out at a house of fire, got up 2-0. I think they started to look ahead, but they allowed the Holy Family Fire to sneak back into this. They scored to make it a one-goal game. That's how we finished the first. A scoreless second period. They traded blows. Eden Prairie had the advantage in that period, but Holy Family in desperate times came up big. It showed a lot of character, a lot of resiliency. Your heart has to go out to this Holy Family Fire team, dropping a tough one after a big win against Minnetonka. But congratulations to Lee Smith, all his coaches, all his players. Eden Prairie as a community, they're going back to the XL Energy Center.
Indeed they are, Bart, and the Fire, after a big victory against the Minnetonka Skippers, put it all out on the line against a really good Eden Prairie team that's playing as well as anybody in high school hockey right now. And it's the Eagles that prevail after a very, very difficult close to this hockey game. Noel Ron's team is very young. They've got a mix of seniors and young players, but they've got some real good ones coming back. Bart, we're going to wrap it up here, and when we come back, we'll be on the other channel, so go back and check out the Twitter feed. We'll be sending that back out, or go to the mnhockey.tv. It'll be Edina, Benil, St. Margaret's, and what should be in wide open barn burner here from Mariucci Arena. That'll do it. For Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. So long, everybody.